You have jungle animals, you have wild animals, dogs that never see water for months till it rains. And then they'll lap some up when it rains. But they'll go months without. Elephants go 6 months without drinking water. Camels go, 2 months without drinking water. Most animals do not drink water. The only animals that normally drink water on a regular basis are birds, because they eat so many dried foods, seeds, and grains, and bugs. And bugs have a lot of hard shell, and they take more water to help break down. And so birds drink water, but they are built for it. They have a system that handles water.
Even dogs and cats?
No, dogs and cats are not supposed to be drinking water. Now, what do the kidneys do? The kidneys allow the body to cool itself or to warm itself by removing fluid, H2O. But the kidneys would be an organism is the entire size of your body if it had to filter out all nutrients so you didn't lose nutrients out of your urine. It does two things. It filters out the red and white blood cells only from your bloodstream. So all of those nutrients in your bloodstream are lost in your urine, except the red. There are still traces amounts of red and white blood cells. The body lets some red and white blood, the kidneys let some red and white blood cells go that may not be as healthy or just can't handle it all because of our toxic conditions. Now, if that's the case, let's get smart here. Is it good to urinate frequently? Is it good to drink water? What happens if we drink water? We dilute the acids and destroy the bacteria in our bodies, in our intestines, in our stomach. Gets absorbed into and goes to the kidneys. Now, of course, it goes a lot into the bloodstream. It goes everywhere into the body, into the neurological fluid, in the lymphatic fluid. It goes everywhere. And the kidney is really fighting hard to dump all of this excess fluid. So the urine gets lighter and lighter and lighter, trying not to dump the blood, trying to get it out of different areas of the body. But what is that water doing as it washes through every part of your body? It's drying it out. H2O cannot be absorbed into the cells unless it's ionically bonded with other nutrients. If H2O gets absorbed into a cell without nutrients, guess what? It dehydrates it. It dries it out. You keep putting water on your arm, and what happens? It dries it out. It doesn't lubricate it. You put good butter on it, guess what happens? You're lubricated for days. Water, you just keep getting drier and drier and drier until your skin starts peeling away. Think. When did water become an issue? 1961 and 62. The trust fund of the people who own Coca-Cola decided they want to get into the water bottling business. So they hired a bunch of doctors to say that we need to drink 8 glasses of water a day. Before that, you went to school, people who weren't athletes took a sip or two a day. We're talking 2 ounces of water maximum that was ever consumed in a day. Unless you were an athlete, you may consume a couple of glasses or glass and a half. Not 8 glasses, 2 glasses maximum. But mainly you went after milk and orange juice. Those were our main fluids in the 40s and 50s. Then all of a sudden water comes in because they paid these doctors to tell. It is still alive today. Water is one of the worst things you can drink to dilute and cause problems in the body. Your urine should be thick, should be at least dark yellow. Mine comes out amber unless I'm drinking, a lot of vegetable juices, and then it'll come out, yellow, a deeper yellow. But I don't drink water. I haven't had water in 2 weeks. But once in a while I'll take a sip. During the fall and winter I'll take a couple of sips. In the winter, in the summer and spring, I might have a cup a week, half a cup a week, because we need some solvent. And that's what water is. Water is a solvent. If you look in an archaeological book, the first thing that they have under solvent is water. What happens? It rains. Dissolves rock, plants eat. Water is a solvent. the universal solvent. Why would you want to drink water except to have some toxins broke down in your body because you're a cooked food eater? These tribes, none of them drink water. Even your cooked tribes in the deserts of Australia, they don't drink water because they know they will die in that desert if they drink water. So they'll take roots and they'll grate them and wring the vegetable juice out of it. And half a cup of vegetable juice will take them 100 miles in the desert. Half a cup. Because they've never been introduced to the type of processed foods and the 60,000 new chemicals that are put in food now in the last 60 years, since processed foods became full-blown after the World War II. And it's my understanding that World War II was forced to bring in these processed foods. King and Queen of England wanted processed foods in full force in the world. Make big money that way. So they created rationing because of the war. Our farmers weren't producing any less food. Why did we need to ration? Yeah, we were putting some in cans now and sending it over to our troops, but that didn't deprive us. We didn't have less food. They wanted you to think that processing and canning food was a good thing. It helps our troops. And everybody bought it. My mother absolutely adored it. Just go to open a can. She didn't have to prepare the vegetables. She didn't have to wash them. She didn't have to peel the potatoes. She didn't have to do anything. Just open a can and there it was. But they didn't tell you that there was 60 varieties of chemicals used to make them. There was metal poisoning from the metal cans in your food. They didn't tell you all of that. They didn't tell you it was going to create tonsillitis in your children. They didn't tell you that it was going to create autism and learning disorders and all kinds of psychotropic problems, schizophrenia, all of that from metal poisoning from these radical minerals disrupting the processes of light and electricity throughout the brain. So the kidneys are there to remove excess fluid. You watch a dog pee. Does a dog sit there and pee for an hour? No, it trickles a little bit here. It trickles a